Can you hear a distant drum? Walking on the laughter of a melody. And does the rhythm tell you come? Does your spirit do attach to this symphony?
Blessed good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, family and friends. Blessed good afternoon again. You know it's your boy Irvin. And yes, we're back with the next episode of Real Talk. Brothers and sisters, where we deal with real issues. We have real conversation, where we dialogue. So, today, we are one to deal with Calypso music. Yeah. Only this thing had to be a comedy fest, where it had to be his mad people we dealing with, right? So, my responsibility this afternoon before we go forward, I must say a blessed good afternoon to Matilda, to Suklal, to Gail. Blessed good afternoon to every one of our brothers and sisters as you come up. I wish God blessing over you as you navigate through to the day. Ladies and gentlemen, I see Paul Sammy is up. Triple D Roti Shop, big up yourself. Who we are? We are Tara. Blessed afternoon to each and every one of our brothers and sisters, wherever you are in this beautiful nation in Trinidad and Tobago, or whether you're somewhere in the Caribbean, you might be in Guyana or Grenada, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, you might be in Bahamas, you're probably over there in British Virgin Island, wherever you are this blessed afternoon. Puerto Rico, we must send some love. I must send some love to England. We must send some love to the good old United States of America, Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, Manhattan, Staten Island, wherever you at. Bless good afternoon. You know, I must continue to send love to my beautiful mother down there in Georgia. Continue to send love to my stepfather. Continue to send love to my sister, to my niece. Continue to send love to my entire family. I send love to your family, each and every one of our brothers and sisters. Who we have, I seen Muhammad, I seen Hernandez, I seen John. Bless afternoon. Just cool as you come up. Bless good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. But I don't know if Ole was able to take in, thank you much, everything, right? I don't know if Ole was able to take in the level of garbage that was spoken last night. But Ole, we can't get complacent. Our responsibility is to mind our business. I must say to Hans Devine and to the PNM supporters, normally when we speak in scriptures and we letting brothers and sisters in the country know that everything happened because God allowed it to happen. The Almighty God, He puts up and He takes down. There is a reason why He left the Honorable Kamala Persad-Bissessa in opposition for 2 terms. There's a reason. Now, ladies and gentlemen, why I'm starting there is based on the results of this last election, April 28th, and who did the pronunciation of who won the election. It is questionable. 2015 and 2020 election, we come to terms. We have to question that. But either way, suffice to be so, we have a responsibility to move on. Now, everybody have basic information, basic deliveries are things that we accept in this country. Over the years, now we can't speak about nobody else leader. We can't speak about who was sitting, when they were sitting, and who couldn't speak, who couldn't open their mouth and make one sentence. But all of a sudden, they have all the advice to give to our government. Kind of shocking, eh? Our government have people to talk to by the thousands. Skilled people, laborer, doctors, lawyers, engineer, United National Congress, the Coalition of Interests, and the CPEP. I could tell you this today, undisputedly. Any advice that is needed, I believe that the United National Congress have already compiled the relevant persons around them. So all those who continue to complain about the CPEP working, you find that Mr. Roger Alexander supposed to go and take money out of the treasury And he's supposed to overpower the police service in understanding the responsibility of a minister. All you who know all what could be done, all who ready Pantrin Bego and the opposition leader who ready for every child in the country. All of a sudden, the opposition leader ready for every child in the country to have a steel pan in their possession. No problem with that. Thank you very much for all your contribution. But again, I believe we already have enough advisors. Look, some right here right now. Matilla here, Just School here, TK here, Mohammed here, everybody here. Pull Sammy here. So when we have to talk government business, we could compile. This is what we're doing right now. And we go discuss, we go give your opinion. And if somebody from the PNM decide to be disrespectful, because we know they couldn't talk the other day, we know they didn't have no say the other day, especially if they consider themselves as African, themselves supposed to have a finger on them out, especially in this period here. If you're African and you're a PNM, loud and proud, your finger's supposed to be on your mouth. You're supposed to take crazy glue, put it on your finger and then rest it on your mouth so. Because all you couldn't talk before. Right now, we have a responsibility to jumpstart Trinidad and Tobago. But I must say, to the MP of Diego Martin, Hans Devine. Hans Devine is either you're not following your party instructions, based on your delivery, we realize your party training you're good. Solely I sit back and I'm waiting for your contribution because I say, Olio, let me hear what it is Hans coming with to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Hans, I must say, after sitting back and listening to your delivery last night, it was a waste of time. I could comfortably tell you today, 12:33, Wednesday the 13th of August, that your delivery last night shows you have no reason to be in Parliament. All these jokers that PNM pick randomly, because remember, it's not we who say it, them who say it. Them say they could put a crapo in a suit, meaning the crapo don't bound to have sense. The crapo don't even bound to be educated. The crapo don't even bound to be a law-abiding citizen. You could just put a crapo in a suit and them could get PNM people to vote for it. No problem with that. No problem with that. Although I'm continuing to hold on to the facts. And the facts is, until elections and boundaries could come up with a proper conversation for the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, those of us who mining with business on a daily basis, because we run past politics. We understand that PNM and UNC, NTA claimed that they was in the election. For some strange reason, Michaela claimed that she was in the election. Even Kizelle Jackson claimed they was in the election. But based on how people campaign, you could tell was just a set of offspring from the PNM. But no problem with that. Suffice to be so, the people of Trinidad and Tobago have spoken. Today, we stand with the United National Congress and the Coalition of Interests. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our two brothers from Tobago representing Tobago loudly and proudly in the Parliament. We're saying thank you very much to Tobago for sending two stable-minded young folks. Well, we all call them young because I just call my old partner and them young boy. We're sending two stable-minded young folks who understand that them and come Trinidad for politics. They come Trinidad to represent Tobago. Their responsibility is to sit back, have dialogue with the relevant government to bring back the best that you could bring back for Tobago. Because let me tell you something, as much as I want the best for Trinidad, because I'm living in Trinidad, I have to want the best for Tobago. Because when I look at my ID card, I look at my passport, anything, it's Trinidad and Tobago. So Tobago, enough respect. To my UNC family this blessed Wednesday afternoon, enough respect, nothing but love. Who we have in the building here already? Let me see who we get. Right, the person dropped the call, no problem. But again, ladies and gentlemen, it's Trinidad and Tobago. Now, while we're dealing with Trinidad and Tobago, our responsibility, because I listened Hans talk last night, I listened Brian Manning. I listened Brian Manning talk last night. Now, mind me, I listened to Faris Alwari talk last night. So my conversation as a citizen today, ladies and gentlemen, I say, let me shoot our black. I want to open the phone lines to all you. The number is 324-0844. I need the brothers and sisters to call in, those of you who took in the information, because we have to mind with business. So while minding with business, I cannot believe that Faris Alwari, Hans Devine, Brian Manning, even the gentleman who claims say he crossed the floor, he claims say that he used to be a part of all UNC putting together a budget. He claims say that he have a brilliant, stable mind. He claims say that his responsibility is to represent the people. And last night, he had the opportunity to stand up on a PNM platform and where could I stand up and talk something constructive. Big up your party if you want. If you have nothing to talk about, you can just go back as other people and say, boy, some of the best politics was Manning and Pandey, so you'd get to big up PNM and people would know that you have some sense because you big up UNC at the same time. Instead, you decide to stand up and then you're speaking to the PNM people in the building. Obviously, the basic English that you're speaking, they don't understand it. And then on top of that, people who understand what you're saying, you looking to waste people time in this country, by. Well, let me catch him man name, you know. All he do, he boast and say that he was a part of UNC before, and he say he crossed the floor. Last night, he had the opportunity to explain to people how corrupt UNC is. He fumbling for words. He had the opportunity to tell we Miss Kamala can't make. He fumbling for words. He had the opportunity to tell we the corruption he see. Still can't talk about that. All he guaranteed the people in the PNM, just like all their representatives. I remember here in Point 14, we take that same lyrics. I have your interests at heart. Give me the opportunity to represent you. And when they go to represent the self. This is exactly the position that the PNM continue to find themselves in. The problem that we end up in now is that we end up with the country kind of pause, CPEP complaining they are working, while people who was in the oil field, ladies and gentlemen, that actually used to bring in the foreign reserve so that the average businessman who don't have nothing to do with oil, all he looking for is the US when the oil field was up and functioning. No problem. The People's National Movement did a success. All you listen and look at the level of disrespect that we actually dealing with in this country, you know. I listened Hans talk last night. Hans, for a young African, by a real failure, by. That is real failure, as. You see, it is sad to tune in, because I tune in to hear PNM looking to explain to somebody that they're looking to do budget consultation and crime consultation with the young people, or they already did it, and based on what it is they're saying, publicly you come and you're explaining that I hope that the UNC government, this is when your government have your interests at heart. Now, just for a little example, there was a time in Trinidad and Tobago when the whole entire world was dealing with COVID-19. And it had people all over the world. Some people wanted to come home. It had people who was fed up being home, that fed up at the lockdown, people fed up at the face mask, fed up at the whole structure. Listen, the United National Congress that was in opposition. Now, whether they did agree with the argument or they didn't agree with the argument, the responsibility is, if it is you representing people and the people you representing is crying out for support, what support they need? Well, we're trying to come home, brother. That is what we're trying to do. We're trying to come home. The United National Congress, despite being in opposition, put up a conversation, not for the party. That fight wasn't for the party. That fight was for brothers and sisters who are outside the country. We have some people under the Muslim faith who left Trinidad and Tobago and they went over. This was when when ISIS was pumping. The husbands made the decision and they went over and they had their participation. Some of the husbands, they make it back home. Whoever in jail, however the story go. But it reached the point now where the mothers and the children wanted to come home. Now listen. The mothers and the children wanted to come home. Now, the United National Congress, this is just a sample. This is just an example. Hopefully, Ms. Penelope Beckers understand what it is I am saying. All your fight cannot continue to be about the PNM logo. All you're continuing to embarrass the country and all you're embarrassing African people. That is all you're doing. Embarrassing Trinidad and Tobago and embarrassing African people. Because if you have something that you want to fight for, just like until you went to CPEP, or you went to court concerning CPEP, twice. The first time all you had to tiptoe back to collect back the paperwork because somebody now remind all you, hey, them lawyers that we have, they don't bad enough. So all you pull back them paperwork and check them paperwork, please. Before them paperwork end up in Barry Padaratan and all of we end up looking like idiots. Yeah? So they have to tiptoe, go and pull back the paperwork, take them back to court again. The matter before the court, now the heights is, and the main conversation is that the United National Congress, with the coalition of interests, and they even have some jokers who don't own nothing, they're up on my page, fighting me down, trying to explain to me that I's a lick bottom African. I's an African with no sense because Indian people using me. Now listen, Indian people using me. Trinidad and Tobago, all the phone lines open, but let me give you a breakdown of how Indian people using me. I was born in Trinidad and Tobago. Spent some time in Princess Town, Cedar Hill Village, Cottage Trace. Originally from Point 14. Now mind me, Point 14 is one big stone away. I'm talking about a stone throw away from Labrie. Now mind me, Labrie happen to have the #1 supplier of asphalt in the universe. This is Labrie. Now when you trickle and you come down a little bit lower from Labrie, blessed afternoon, Freeport. Freeport, blessed afternoon. Blessed afternoon. Tell me, I want to hear your comments on last night program.
Boy, I drop asleep. I didn't hear it. Boy, I listening to Gaspy Dolly. She forgot just until April 20th, they was in government.
Yeah.
And telling the UNC, all you have the money and all you have the power. I want the school in Santa Cruz bill and the school here bill. What you was doing all the time, Miss Gaspy Dolly?
Miss Gaspy Dolly.
I don't know what wrong to them people, boy.
Miss Gaspy Dolly forget the people of her electoral district that sent she out. She and the next one stand up and explain to the whole world that nobody lives there. If they have nobody residing.
Live there.
Thank you. This is what they did to the people. Them is ministers and can't function a normal cell phone. Basic information. So you see them, we could do it out. That's why I started the program letting people know. I believe that the UNC have enough support when it comes for with the dialogue and give advice. We have enough people.
This UNC man you was talking about, you're talking about Larry Lala?
Yeah.
But them is dunce, boy. Them is dunce. And here how they dance. Larry Lala. This one from Felicity. I can't remember my name right now. And Anita Haynes leave opposition to go into opposition. They had to be done.
Dotishness to the highest level.
But I can't understand these people and them.
Freeport, you know what going there? It's not them you have to understand. You have to understand when God working. Them is elements that couldn't afford to be around our Prime Minister at this point in time. It's God who put up and he take down.
You see how I said that 2 video for you?
Yeah.
One of these days, I would go in her constituency and make some video and show you the condition her constituency. And she never put it up on social media to show the whole, well, yes, PNM not helping me. Because they didn't care, they had a salary to collect and they care about me. So, you know, because that was my former constituency until I come report. I born and go down there.
So where say she
You
did
know,
a
so I still have
where say she did a good job of being a poor representative. She did a damn good job of that.
extra good job. Extra good job.
Oh
So, you
God.
know, this is what. And one thing I want to be proud of myself for, Mr. Phil, all things that I was talking about 4 years ago,
Yes.
and people bash me.
Mhm.
You know, Monday night,
Uh-huh.
Miss Kamala Prasad Bisasa, like she was listening to me. Everything that I say, she put it into action.
Yeah.
Look after the poor people, look after the carony workers,
Yes.
and she pull up on the MPs and the councillor. That's one thing I was saying, and people used to bash me. But how you could see something going wrong and just sit on it? I cannot do that.
Nah. You can't do that. We
People
ain't
tell me,
that.
say, but people say you vote for UNC. I say, yes, I vote for them to do the right thing, not to do the wrong
Well, I
thing.
was now explaining to people when you come off there. I'm going back to explaining to people how UNC and Indian people using me, because remember, African was in power, so I just go and break down the difference to them. Dalbelly,
Well,
Freeport, you call me back. I must say thank you very much to Freeport. Nikki, bless afternoon. I see you up. Stefan, I see you up. Semantics, I see you in the building. Crystal, I see you in the building. Just cool, everybody. Jen, bless afternoon. Here the heights, huh? So the conversation is one. Oh God, who is this? Now this is an outside one. Let me take this one. Bless afternoon, caller. Bless afternoon.
good afternoon.
Doctor, we.
I call from Canada.
Canada in the building. Canada, talk to us, brother. How you doing today?
Yes, I was watching the last night. I watching
Right, the delivery last night.
with the oil deal with
Wait, what? Yesterday, that is the Exxon Mobil.
yes,
Right.
and I see the $1 billion contract that they got. When the PNM had the meeting, you didn't hear anything about that.
Because nobody didn't want to do business with PNM.
Well, I noticed that.
Yeah, nobody.
I noticed that. She even mentioned that the oil industry going to elaborate also.
Yeah. You know what I like with it? And what happening before our eyes, and we must highlight it and acknowledge it. When PNM was in power, Guyana didn't want to have no conversation. Mm-hmm. Nobody didn't want to talk to the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago.
And you know why? Because they had a problem with Venezuela, wanted to take over
Thank you.
the Essequibo area.
Thank you. And they realize now that we had a government that was in bed with Venezuela because we was handling Venezuela. Venezuela migrants and Venezuela government on the whole receive more support from Trinidad former government than the people of Trinidad and Tobago. That's facts.
Yes.
That's facts.
Yes.
You
know, and I was well impressed with the Monday night they had.
Yeah.
I am saying the MPs working so hard.
Yeah.
She only had to congratulate the MPs because she wanted to hear what the progress they're making.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And I was so impressed to see she had given no MP a chance to do things. They always said they could do more.
Yeah.
More.
And what I like with the MPs and all, because one notice even Mr. Barry Padarat, while breaking down the murder rate, he and all say, nah, we could go lower. It's the best we ever was in 5 years, but.
That's right. You know, I was watching the breaking down this morning, and they was talking about the doctors,
Yeah.
With the kid die.
Yeah.
I tried to call him and tell him, but I'm not getting through. I had a blood bacteria in my blood, and I went to the hospital here. They gave me the number one, want to erase the bacteria from the blood.
Yeah.
I allergic to that, and I didn't know.
Oh.
So, and I went in a coma.
Okay.
Right?
Whoa. Sorry to hear that.
Why I'm saying that if the doctors know what they give the guy, if he was allergic to something there.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to ask him. And if he said no, but that could lead to death.
Yeah.
I was there already,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know. But anyway, I love the deal they getting to spend in the people of Trinidad. You know,
Yeah.
not individuals, community in Trinidad. Whichever need more,
Yeah.
you make them get more to elevate the people there.
Yes, man.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah. And I saying thanks again. I get you,
Yes, man.
and I don't get anybody else, but I appreciate what you is saying
Yes,
and what
man.
you is doing
Thank you much. Thank you much,
for
brother.
the people.
Yes,
Yeah.
Colin, you
And thank
continue.
you very much. Eh?
You continue to stay blessed over there in Canada, okay?
Oh yeah.
Yes, man.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Yes,
Okay
man.
then. Bye bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, again, I was just giving all a breakdown. So let the truth set you free. So I'm going to give you the truth to set me free. Right? Some might come up with conversations to tell you that Scotia Bank take how much years to cut a deal. They might try to tell you all different kind of lyrics. Our responsibility is to always hold on to the facts. And the facts continue to be the former PNM administration is the worst government in the history of Trinidad and Tobago, and something that we could comfortably say is now we business, but based on last night delivery with the PNM, they have nowhere to go. But, ladies and gentlemen, to be obsolete, to be irrelevant. Because you have an opportunity. I listened to Faris Alwari speak last night. You have an opportunity to work with paperwork. This is what UNC dealing with. Paperwork. You tell me that UNC don't have a plan? I could pull paperwork. This is what we're dealing with. Paperwork. You have an opportunity to walk into the venue and make a delivery and bring back the faith and the confidence in all the political party, because all they say we Prime Minister weak. Despite the fact that our Prime Minister is the person who chose our Attorney General. All they say we Prime Minister weak. But our Prime Minister have to encourage the Attorney General to continue schooling Kids Scotland. Mind me, Kids Scotland is long gone past school. Mr. John Jeremy was under the impression that you already teach that boy, only to realize how hard Kids Scotland is, how slow Kids Scotland is. So then the question continuing to ask, how the hell did these persons end up in Parliament representing human beings? This is a comedy fest going on with these people. You see my member of Parliament. Come on, let the truth set you free. You see my member of Parliament. What you feel? You feel he was one of them crappo in a suit? Or? You see the lion. You see Mr. Munilal out on with business. Wait does you feel? He's a crappo in a suit. Or? But you skill experienced people, Ms. Kamala Prasad Bissessa, with the endorsement of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Ladies and gentlemen, today the truth will set you free. We wouldn't utilize statement like that and then continue to speak lies. Let the truth set you free. Miss Kamala Prasad Bissessa, Unilalia, what you going to do for me? This refinery have to open back. Listen what happened. This Forex conversation, we have to fix that problem. How the hell they could find nearly $1 million for Vibes Cartel concert? Today the truth go set me free. How they could find nearly $1 million US for Vibes Cartel concert distributed through Angostura without the authorization of Parliament or the people. Today the truth go set me free. How could you do that? Where that money come from? How the man who promoting Vibes Cartel concert wasn't before the population talking about US currency, but under the former administration, the Grocery Association, listen, the Supermarket Association, listen, we ain't talking furniture, you know. We ain't talking gravel and cement, you know. We ain't talking that, you know. We talking food, you know. Food. Them make the Supermarket Association come out and have to beg the public, because at that time the PNM in government, none of the supporters understood the importance of Petrotrin. None of them understood. Today the truth go set me free. None of them understood the structure of Petrotrin. Let me tell you something, it's only a dunce. Let me tell you something today. Today the truth go set me free. It's only a dunce will support a government for 10 years straight. Same prime minister. That prime minister had the responsibility to hire all the lawyers, all the doctors, everybody. He take a pharmacist, he make it the minister of health. Listen to the dotishness we deal with, you know. It's only a dunce will support a government for 2 terms straight. And today, still trying to have a conversation about EMBD. It's only a dunce will do that. So, brothers and sisters, I want to pay some attention to the YouTube chat. You have the time. Go up and check it out. You would see a dunce in capital letters. PNM does let them loose. They doesn't tell them where they're coming. They just let them loose. That is that you have to be a total dunce. You know where that is? You have to have no love for your wife, your children, for your family. Your intentions and the structure that you have for your children, probably for them to be vagrant. Well, over here, we catering for doctors and lawyers. Over here, we catering for engineers. Over here, if they're cutting grasses, for them to elevate, to become farmers, to become businessmen and businesswomen. Over here, you wouldn't get the PNM talk. Over here is not where you go hear African telling you, wait now, my name is Irvin Felix, and somebody tell you, wait, boy, your name come from a slave master. Over here, you wouldn't get the tantrum. Over here, you realize it have people who understand the facts. Brothers and sisters, Faris Al-Rari stand up last night and talk to the whole, well, I nearly got to say the whole assembly, to the 32 people that had in that building. The 32 people sit down in that building last night and stupid me, because I had to tune in to take it in. Stupid me now sit down and watch this whole thing. And when I said, nah, well, when Faris come, I see it going up. You know the thing? You start the conversation, Barry Pararat. You throw your homosexual talk one time. That's your argument. Barry Pararat 2025. You jump out and you throw. But I want to tell Faris today, Faris, you could put on how much bodice you want and allow your cleavage to show. You could put on how much bodice you want, brother, and attack Barry Pararat how much you want, brother. My responsibility is to remind you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, we continuing to wait on an explanation. Oh God. Caller, you got to call back. The people of Trinidad and Tobago, we waiting on an explanation. Because you come to explain to us. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you'll take it in, but I can't take in over the conversation again. So me running no audio with you. You tell me about clause 1, where UNC talk about. You both about clause 2, where UNC talk about. You both about clause 3, where UNC talk about. And you're trying to convince the crowd, UNC, that is all UNC talk about. UNC never bring no facts. They don't know nothing. And on top of that, listen, the troubling part of what actually go on there. Hey, look my partner, Paul Saran. Paul Saran, blessed afternoon, brother.
Pleasant. Good day to you, Irvin. Good day to Trinidad and Tobago. How are you?
I'm okay, big brother. Talk to me. You watched last night
You
program?
know, Irvin, yes, I actually watched the Pleasantville meeting with the PNM.
Yes.
I was very disappointed. However, the whole entire meeting was just to bash the UNC. That's how I analyze it, right?
Thank you.
But I don't have time for them right now. I'm focusing on just trying to look forward and see what I can be able to contribute
Yes, man.
in the society of Trinidad and Tobago,
Yeah,
right?
man.
We don't look at face and we don't look at waist.
Yes, man.
Anyways, Irvin, what I want to also like you to discuss, there were certain activists from the past administration in terms of they were, it is alleged that they were employing people because they were the contractors and they were taking monies out of their salary. So whilst they getting payments, right, as the contractor, they were also taking money from a person who they hire under their gangs, right? And this is a serious thing where they need to transparency and accountability. So in order for me to get employment, I had to now pay the contractor $500 or $1,000 out of my salary.
Paul,
and it's not supposed to be like that.
Paul, you know how long I waiting for somebody to call to start that conversation because everybody knows that is the facts, that the word on the ground. So I find
and the persons are now in hiding and the silence. Right? And that is what I have to say, Irvin, and I will leave it right there. Thank you
much. Thank you much, big brother. Thank you much. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why I'm saying, you know, me don't start no talk until the talk really thinking. So I listening all the bacchanal with CPEP, all the bacchanal with URP, all the bacchanal with all them things. But remember, I connected to the people on the ground. So I'm waiting for that talk to start. But look, Paul, open up the door there now. Bless good afternoon, big brother. How you do, KFC?
Oh, Felix, blessed afternoon.
Blessed afternoon. Talk to me.
I know Paul talking the piano, Paul.
Right, Paul Saran here.
Yeah, that is. But he's a member from the community. We have member from the military. He's a strong PNM. Here we say that's bacchanal in the PNM last night. That's attack the UNC and AK Taipan Johnny Sukara. If you're in that club, if you buy the party, but it's all downstairs out.
But KFC, let me ask you a question. Big man thing, right?
Oh.
I still trying to understand. Fitting in, trying to tell me about Barry Padarat and who Barry Padarat with. That profitable to we anyway. Right now in we life, right now. That we business.
We don't want to hear them kind of. We don't hear them kind of mad. We don't hear them kind of talk, boy.
That now we business.
You understand the PNM politics, so Felix. PNM politics got a politics no bacchanal and propaganda, you know.
But what I'm saying, the same man who calling out Barry Padarat, you know, he pointed about this last night. How all the cleavage outside and all kind of, and I like what level of hypocrisy you're really seeing here.
But when the man walking on the stage, when the man going on the stage, the man pants rip all kind of thing.
And
what the pants tight, I take a piece of them. But Paul was saying something with them contractors and them. Paul, you know that was going on years now under the PNM and them.
Thank you.
With them so-called contractors and them.
Yeah.
They tell them give them a fortnight to them, and if they give them a fortnight, they ain't giving no employment. If the PNM will create that, you know, and that
for real. That is true. Yes.
And they give them community leaders and them work on them, and they tell them mobilize people in the community because if they ain't gonna work, they ain't gonna work. Or when they get them work, they tell them, well, let them go out and vote for the PNM, but where the bread coming from.
That's the only way they say. That's the only how they can work. You gotta go out and vote for the PNM. Not because they qualify.
So the only bent on European CPEP, bent that come out of that money to keep it down and miserable. Because you get paid, Mr. Felix, your money done.
You have no money. You
can't buy groceries with that money.
Partners.
And pay rent and all them kind of things. So we looking for better jobs.
And hear this. Remember, we are children and you can't tell the school shoes or the bag went to bus. When that bus, how you buy that?
One more thing, Mr. Grafton to the Honorable Prime Minister.
Yeah, man.
I like how she do the right back early.
Yes.
As they're playing up on true supporters and activists who have to put the party in forward and all the people taking any call will bust all head. But Mr. Felix, Mr. Felix, you see the other workers that are giving land by 22 years the current workers them get land by.
Talk now.
You remember when Rowley, people actually Rowley for land, the black community and the emancipation, they're gonna Rowley say what Kamala gonna say.
Yeah.
What you gonna say? When you don't get plan them land and who accept for land and land of church, just land for generation to come and all that. They get a piece of land, Rowley take it away. They get them businessmen and send them down the sea, tell them we don't deserve land. Like we don't know about land.
Yeah.
We don't know about CPEP and Rappi. Rowley Hall, you are all the PNM and that come back in power.
Wicked. Thank you. Thank you very much, KFC. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, again, our responsibility is to keep it factual. I tell all you, I listened Faris talk last night. My responsibility is to bring you the relevant information, because what you wouldn't do, you can't continue misguiding people in Trinidad and Tobago. So here is my responsibility, as I tell you, is to make sure that you remember the relevant thing. I don't tell you already, if you don't have a copy of this here, you would think that your government is working on your behalf. If it is, you don't continue reading and don't continue to mind your business. Study what group could you start. You have been sitting down, you have been listening to the people, and you know the shortcomings in your community. What drastically affecting you in Shogunas. My plight in Point Fortin might be differently. But ladies and gentlemen, again, we have one government dealing with all the problem holistically. We must bring the relevant information to our members of parliament, to the offices. Don't be one of those PNM jokers who chain up the people they had no reason to be by the office. When hamper come, 500 hamper sharing between about 20 people. 500 hamper sharing between about 20 people. I dare one of them to call me and tell me a line. Put the information out differently. The PNM boss, they borrowed $13 billion. $13 billion US dollars to feed people in Trinidad and Tobago. Wait, is all you feel we don't know how to mind with business? People sit down, we did the calculation. $13 billion US dollars. Now mind me, ladies and gentlemen, when this was calculated, it was calculated in TT currency. I say for peace sake, I tell my wife, I say let me calculate it in TT currency. Every person on the electoral voting list, everybody who eligible to vote. This is PNM and UNC. Forget all who didn't vote. Everybody could have get a hamper every 2 weeks. So that 2 hamper a month. 2 hamper you get in a month. With $13 billion US dollars for 2 years straight. Do the calculation. 13 billion TT dollars. Bless, good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon, first time caller.
First time caller, how you do? Where you calling from?
Hello?
Yes, you hearing us?
Yeah, here now.
Right.
First time caller.
Where you calling from, first time caller?
I'm calling from Brazil village.
Brazil in the building. Bless, good afternoon, big brother. You talk to us. What's on your mind today?
Yeah. No, this is just my opinion. A lot of people might not agree with me, but I really want to believe that the age for people to work CPEP should be for a certain age, not young people that no leave school. If you understand what I mean, because I mean it have so much other programs that the government could offer that they could take part in, where they could work for a better salary, for a better quality of life. I don't know if you agree with me with that.
Caller, what you talking is ambition, and I don't think nobody will disagree with that. I think that is ambition. Let me put we younger people
because
in programs we can elevate them forward faster. But hold on. You see, those who actually are young people who actually want agriculture, those who want it, let them continue on forward. Go ahead.
Right, because why the reason I say that is at my age I'm talking close to 50, and I seen young people that I used to drop children to school, and I seen children that I used to drop to school working CPEP. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. But at my age, when they had this thing gate during the last government, not PNM when UNC was there before. I went and get my degree because I knew I have no money to pay for the degree I wanted to do. You understand? So that was in.
Let me tell you something. If they do an evaluation, I can't tell you about CPEP by you, but I can tell you don't by me. Plenty of them people who work CPEP, them young women and them who work in CPEP is people who I went to school with. Plenty of them have the documentation. And when you bounce in some of the offices that government did control in Point Fortin, them girls actually supposed to be in the office. And plenty of them office people were supposed to be outside. First, we had it upside down.
Right.
It's who know who now.
No, well, true. I agree with you with that. Because you could talk about what's in your area, I could talk about what's in my area. But it is really kind of pain to see somebody who I know have potential and could do better. Because after they finish the CPEP work, what do you think they're going to do? They go and climb under the mango tree by my uncle bar for the rest of the day and do nothing. That's sad.
And that's sad.
Right, man. Well, let me let somebody else get a chance to go.
Thank you much, caller. And what the caller saying is very, very important and it's interesting. Because at the same time, and basically, what the caller is saying is what it is we actually voted for. We voted for a better structure to navigate forward. Again, the doors of opportunity have been closed for so long. And let me be real, there are people who, they know all of this book thing, they finish school, they are the 2-3 subjects. But men is done fabricators, who done pipe fitters, who done doing different things. And all somebody just, some of the people want is just a little push, a little financial advice in the direction to go. Over the years, the government tell you, we had that in place. Where you getting it? Which part you getting it? Where you getting it? They boast about crane course, and people who went to do the crane course end up had to go down in their pocket and spend to do the course. So they continue to lie to the people. Now, mind me, I like to keep my conversation realistic because PNM, when they talk, them does only talk for African people. So I hope all the Indian people who I see in that crowd, the 2-3 Indian people who I see in that crowd last night, and the next jokey one who stand up, you can't even pronounce first God in your mouth. You cannot tell the crowd that UNC corrupt. You can't tell them Kamala wicked. So you just have to come up and just try to utilize the minutes talking a pack of garbage. Like we don't have an idea of what's going on in the country. But brothers and sisters, I want to bring a piece of information to all you. Because it is very, very important that we actually remember what these folks did to us. It is very important.
And CNC3 News can reveal that San Fernando City Councillors, past and present, have received multi-million-dollar CPEP contracts. Joshua Simongal investigates.
2 separate companies owned by a current San Fernando City Corporation Council.
Bless, good afternoon, caller.
Blessed.
Yes, boy. I find all they doing a good job. All they keep educating the people because them only intend to spread race talk, boy. Race talk. That is Isaac here.
Yes,
they only intend to spread race talk and then doing nothing for the blacks in this country. Kamala putting them in the shade.
Yes.
She bring the African bank now.
Thank you.
Let them talk race talk. Indian leader, we have leader like the best African leader. Indian woman is the best African leader we have right now.
Caller,
let them take down the pipe and smoke it.
Caller. Hello?
I'm listening.
Here is, correct me if I'm going wrong, The PNM still pushing that UNC is a racial party. Ms. Kamala is a racial woman. Let me ask let me tell you something now. If UNC is a racial party and Ms. Kamala is a racial leader, well, then she's doing a very poor job of that. Correct me if I'm wrong.
But you're correct. I say the same thing. I say about the next thing they like to talk about is they call them should be the last calling people like bottom boy. Ask them how bottom Rowley like boy Elias all of them. I didn't care about me. Them have to get what they were. Ask them who was controlling this government, that government cabinet for the last 10 years. It was Al-Rawi. Imbo, tell me if I am call African day yet. Stuart Young.
Thank you.
Right?
Rohan
Well, the Oreo, I don't have consider he African. Right, that was the main players for the cabinet. And one named Rohan and ask them which one of them is an African day.
Thank you.
They only talk as African talk and who racial and what board looking to like New Delhi and all kind of mad thing. All them leave people, let people grow now, let people get growth. All them CPEP workers and things going and get back work.
Thank you.
They go and get back work and they go and get back better salaries to enhance their life. And all they go be crying, all they go be crying because they go see betterment.
Yes.
Fear them go cry just now. They know yet, you know. But them going down in the doldrums, boy.
Thank you.
Them going in the doldrums. You see the direction this Prime Minister heading? We seen greater growth coming down the road here. It have growth coming for everybody.
For real.
Blessed.
Thank you
Yeah.
very, very much for your contribution.
Goodness, my brother.
Yes, man. Ladies and gentlemen, it can't get more real than that. That is as real as it gets. Caller, blessed with your contribution. And again, I see we have 600 brothers and sisters up. So I say thank you very much to the 600 brothers and sisters. To our 600 brothers and sisters that is up. And let me bring a little announcement. I noticed that since we have been for the past month, because, you know, we was on Facebook and now we come to YouTube. And since we have been on YouTube, I want to say that we comfortably run past 121,000 views. So I say thank you very much, brothers and sisters. Without you, we can't do it. Bless good afternoon, Freeport. Talk to me.
Yes, good afternoon again. Well, I just want to tell you again, I want to big up my MP
Yes, man.
and the office. They just called me again and tell me they want to come and spray the area. So they want to know if they could put my name as reference. I say yes. Once it's to better the community, don't worry, you will.
Report
So I want to tell Mr. Forrest and Wari, you're playing bad for Barry Padarat, but you're not in Barry Padarat class.
Yeah.
You look like
that's what going on. You know. He believed he could compete and size up talk with Barry Padarat.
No, he ain't able. A lot of them, even Dr. Marvin Gonzalez, and a lot of them, they're able with Barry.
Nah.
When Barry just come into politics, a lot of people say all kind of negative thing about Barry. And Barry prove all of them wrong.
What's me? You know what I like with Barry? Barry young still. So Barry has some years to get him. So Barry is one of the gatekeepers to make sure that PNM never end back up in the corridors at Parliament again. To be no leader.
Yes.
We have Barry, we still have Saddam Day, we still have Vigil Khadija Young still. We have some young folks in the midst. We have some young ones in the midst.
And here what's going on, I'm missing a PNM. It have a PNM, you just say the best Indian you could find is in the PNM. The most educated Indian you could find. That is the one we used to call Sindora. You know that one?
Yeah.
Like they kick she out, and I ain't seen she no way. So you see how people make themselves a fool.
Hold on. Just in case she hear this song, because you know they hear this song when UNC win, everybody win. Missing the right again back in the line. Just know you're skipping nobody in no line. Eh? You're skipping nobody in the line. Go ahead, Freeport.
You take your position. Yes. So boy, there's a lot of things that happening now. We never see happen for the longest while. For the longest while.
For real.
And every one of the UNC minister and MP and whoever, they pulling the weight. They pulling the weight. But they have one or two councillors, because I was communicating with a lot of people. The councillors and them giving UNC a bad name. So I'm glad. I'm glad, Miss.
Badnaz, she call out Mr. Mehu. She call them out. When she start down by his you know. So she give the example. She give the example. Besides she being the Prime Minister, she's the MP for Saparia. She call out Saparia Regional Corporation. She call them out.
And that is one of the best things could ever happen to Trinidad.
Yeah.
You never hear them thing happen before. Never.
Yeah. Watch me. First, Freeport, before you go, let me just tell you this. First, what that last conversation that took place Monday with Miss Kamala Prasad Bisasa, first that make impact. Just this morning, I've gone by me and my neighbor talking. And it had a man, a big man to me, but he always debate PNM. He go tell me he not no part of politics, but when he listen to his conversation, he pull on PNM side. That man come to me this morning in front of my neighbor and telling me in front of my neighbor, he say, see that prime minister that we have there, only we have to give that woman a chance. He said, nah, that woman actually standing by what she marketing. And I just rock back on the chair. I say, brother, thank God you seen it. Thank God you seen it.
The lady I tell you about band name and thing. You get it? All right. And I want you to tell Annette Williams to sketch herself.
Uh-huh.
You know who is Annette Williams?
No, I don't know who is that.
Anthony Williams.
Yeah,
that man have nothing
Williams.
good
Right,
to say.
right. He's still curling
Yeah.
and Brian, and wouldn't tell Trinidad and
But
Tobago.
every day, boy. And every day that man talk like he says getting more sour and sour and sour.
Is that what going
And
on?
he wanted to be a leader. He wanted to be a leader in this country, boy. What he would have produced? I don't know, boy. I don't know what is happening, fellas.
Freeport, thank you. Thank
So
you
I
much.
put in name. I put in name Annette Williams.
Annette. Well, all right, we go leave him with Annette.
Yes. Yes.
Freeport, thank you very much.
Okay, take care.
Bless good afternoon, caller. Bless afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How you doing, man?
From the year 2015. Okay. From the year 2015 to now. Them years existing?
Well, but partners, the only reason why we had a fight to remember it is because we have some young generations that we lost in the middle of the way. That's why we have to remember.
Who was in charge? Who was running the show? All of these things happened under them.
Yeah.
And they want to pretend it was somebody else.
Yeah.
And want to go back quite to 2010 to 2015.
Yeah.
And want people now to believe that they now could run the government from the opposition. So they igniting tensions in order to create an environment that people now fight among themselves.
Yeah.
So a little advice to the UNC, ignore them.
Yes, man.
Do not entertain the nonsense and the foolishness. Just call them out alone and that is all.
Yeah.
Have a good day, man.
Thank you much, big brother. Bless afternoon, caller. Bless good afternoon.
Yeah, my big brother, good afternoon, my brother, the reporter here.
Reporter, how you do?
I just cool man locked on and listen, but KFC, good afternoon to you too. Yes, you know, I want to drop this in the mix today. You see you PNM bloggers and things and people who making comments on social media about the PNM. Every time the population here see and hear you all, you keep yourself more steady in opposition. Let me tell you something to make it easier. Once they name like come in Bert, Fitzgerald Hines, Faris Alwari, Miss Speckles, Amy Bong, Jaspi Dolly, once these names in the PNM still, that is it for the PNM.
Yeah.
If one of these names that I call there, they stand up and do what Dr. Rowley did to Patrick Manning and stand up against Manning, we could have said, all right, the party will make a different tune.
Not one.
You understand? Because remember, Mr. Manning tell Rowley plain, if you want to keep on that arrogant way, you have to create your own party. Them same PNM people make the man create the kind of party that Manning say he had to do.
Yeah.
You know, this country, you know, PNM can't come back, you know.
Nah.
Watch. You know, we don't even have to force the people to keep them in opposition, you know, because I find they're doing an excellent job in opposition, you know.
Yes.
No, watch. I rather them they brother. Watch. Right now, just the UNC can't touch nothing black.
Yeah.
And I like that.
Yeah.
I want the bloggers to hear me something like our song because the bloggers didn't realize what is going on. I hear, brother, they never want to highlight him to get no kind of plus and all kind of thing. That man started to talk some kind of thing, I can't believe he was here. He had just either he's a contractor, something. He can't be a normal citizen and see what went on in this country. And we move these people for a purpose.
And that's the truth.
Let me tell you something. You see this administration of governing this country? I ask the people to have no fear. We watch Miss Kamala go sit down and rock and laugh out after the budget.
Yeah.
You know who buckling themselves. You see them supermarkets and all them importers of food and making the country have a high cost of living. Is them at the bricks.
Yeah, for real. For real. For real.
Decision. You can't come in a country and have food prices skyrocketing while we trying to see if we go fit back who Speckles and Amy Brown and Inbert and them in office. We are PNM bloggers. Yeah, we feel we're going to put back them day. Let me tell you what is the purpose of people like the brother who are running this program on my phone call. Yeah. Is to make sure Ms. Kamala Posadi's predecessor and do what Dr. Rowley do. And she done reach the riot act, and every time we hear we is riot act we reading. Don't have to mention that and
Thank you much, reporter. Thank you much, big brother. Blessed contribution. Again, and this is so true, ladies and gentlemen, and as we continue to say. But I noticed on the chat here, David Williams, you and Truth will set you free. Nobody didn't tell you where you come. Nobody didn't tell you that the program you're on. So your conversation, you come over here to ask me if I see what Stuart Young say about Exxon Mobil and the, hey, hold on. KFC, talk to me. KFC?
Good afternoon, Mr. Felix.
What's going on, Papa?
Mr. Felix, are you here, man? Good afternoon to my brother. I want to talk to the reporter. Mr. Felix, you see the problem who work in the ministers and them office and them there?
Yeah.
They have an attitude and they were trying to score and this and that. I go on to see my MP. What are the workers trying to sideline me? So I let you know, I KFC, you know.
Yeah, no way doing
that. They're trying to brush me, they're trying to run me. I say, Mr. Lady, what's going on? I never vote for you. I come to see my MP.
Right.
So them trying to make they see them working that are sharpen up and I don't know who is who.
What I feel we go have to meet a little bit and take some pictures and put out and thing because the people need to know who we are to it. We got to do that.
Yeah, so when I'm walking you up for the product trying to undermine the government, undermine the MPs and them. Because people want to see the MP.
Yes.
People want to see the MP and talk to the MP. When they go to the action, answer that question, what color jaws they have on and this and that and all kind of thing. Like them can help me. Oh, them are no one man that's like me. I know Mr. Felix.
True.
I come with the heads.
When you hear KFC in the building, make that room. Don't do me that.
Yeah, don't do me that because I go use option and go try to make me look bad. You know, you think go try to sideline me because and then they start flex. They want to do everything, all my business and thing, and then they them carry me. I want to talk to the MP. So let make way when all the Steve brothers coming in your question and give me that play too.
Yes.
We have to all that unnecessary questions now, man. Really, we are talking to the MP, not all them.
Sense.
Yes.
Thank you much, brother. No, I must say, KFC, I'm sorry that you're going through that they went through that up by you, but don't mind me. Me a line. The last time I couldn't say that, but this time when I'm wrong, it's real love. Who are the block me? Paul Sammy, David Williams. Yeah, Right, you're going on YouTube there and you're blocking David Williams. While you're looking to block David Williams, I'm going to talk to him a little bit at 2 seconds. Find him by the time. Right? So here what it is we doing here. Let me just, while we organize and blocking David Williams, I'm going to break down something to David Williams here one time. David Williams, I'm going to explain something to you. You come to explain to me about what Stuart Young say about Exxon deal. David Williams, you are aware that Stuart Young is a total dunce when it comes to oil and gas? Will you come to have conversation with me concerning Stuart Young and deal? Stuart Young knows anything about deal? Stuart Young sat in government for 2 terms and didn't renegotiate nothing when it comes to CARICOM. What notice you over here talking where you feel we wasn't minding my business? Or what it is you feel when the people and them vote out PNM, you feel we vote out PNM because we had nothing to do with what? People understand dotishness when they see it, David Williams. So don't feel when you come over here, don't feel we can't back up with conversation. Let me explain something to you. You see that deal that you see yesterday? That deal that you see yesterday is Mr. Munilal, Mr. Raymond Onesto Kiza, and Team UNC. We sort out that. Not because you are accustomed sorting out and dealing with dunce, mean that is what it is we supporting. Notice your former political leader, the other day when he went to the Privy Council to fight the case, all the racial and outer-timing thing that he encouraged under his government. When he ready to win a case, guess who he does hire? Boy, get your damn self when you're over here, David Williams. You cannot come to we when our Attorney General, the next, let truth be told. Let's truth be told. You ain't realize that, Mr. John, you ain't feeling sorry for Mr. John Jeremy. You're over here talking about prosecution and prosecuting people in office. Why you ain't talk about Keith Scotland? Keith Scotland who sat down and inherited PNM education. Keith Scotland who is in Parliament getting paid today and don't know basic law. Every time he open his mouth, John Jeremy had to correct him. Political dunce. He's a lawyer. So is it safe to say that he's a loyal dunce? David Williams, when you're over here, understand. We don't sit down and talk that we don't know. We don't sit down and speak the facts. The PNM government is the most corrupt government, brother. What you're telling me about, they have no respect. You're up. You get you. Yeah? Right. You ain't had an opportunity over here, David Williams. We feel we know what's going on here. And hold on, I was trying to finish a video too. These people are them as well jokers, we.
(2022) and March 2023, Kudos Cleaning received 2 contracts worth $3.7 million. The first contract was a 1-year agreement from February 2022. The second contract is a 6-year deal signed in March 2023. Cotier was elected as a San Fernando councillor in the 2019 local government elections. He was re-elected in 2023. CNC3 News wrote the Integrity Commission seeking to find out whether Cotier filed Kudos Cleaning in his public life documents. The commission said it could not legally share the information. The Integrity Commission mandates that all public life persons must file income, liabilities, and registrable interests annually. A second company, Marishow Maintenance Limited, was awarded $6.7 million in contracts between March 2020 and 2023. As of 2008.
While they run you down to collect property tax, they ain't part of the corporations. They run you down. And their government vote and they tell you they're reforming local government reform. And they come up with a brilliant idea. One of the most stupidest things you hear in a long while. To collect property tax. I myself, I come up and say, wait, paying property tax is no problem. The first responsibility that you have is to make sure that adequate persons in your population is working. The PNM started with those who was working for the most, and who they didn't fire coming down the road is who they forget. You're looking for living? Thing mightn't be bad with you. You have a daughter to age that willing to exchange favors, you could get you. Swing la Hokita, you'll get proper information concerning that. You could even stop down point 14, Borough Corporation. You'll get information concerning that. The only way how them does function, they're using this head here. This is of no value. This, especially the complexion look like me, this is of no value. Everything under the waist is of value. You hire them to build point 14, then went to Port of Spain and stand up and watch the Minister of Finance build a building in the capital city. Design property tax, exempt his building. Everybody in his class, everybody who could pay tax, exempt them and put the bill on the most poor man in the country. And they have idiots over here telling you, me as an African, as a lick bottom African, because I supporting Indian Prime Minister, and it's not me who say it. The caller call and say, we Indian Prime Minister representing the Indian people properly and still have time to represent the African. Listen, the man who made them that statement is African. You know? Me and him talk before the program started. And this Indian Prime Minister, Ms. Kamala Prasad Bisesa, already put in enough work. The government they make 5 months yet. And Africans already feeling is the best representation that they receive as an African in this country. Who you could blame for that? Who you could vex for that? Nobody don't have to pay nobody to say that. I don't have to convince no parent, especially if you have a child investing in secondary school. I don't even have to go there to talk politics. Based on the poor represent 2 PNM MP and 1 was educated in this school. And the 2 of them representing the same government couldn't fix a water problem. And the water problem I'm telling you about is the line had to choke back in and stick it. They had to do an evaluation that had to cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars. That is how PNM does function. We, the PTA, who had the responsibility to support the school, it is embarrassing that the principal had to call the ministry. Come on. As a part of the PTA, why the hell my principal had to call the ministry and me had to get a glue? The PNM government say no. Don't let the PTA interfere with it. I think public, you know. And it are people who part of the PTA watching what's going on here too. I think public, they say no. Don't let them fix it. So my children went to school from Form 1, 2, 3. When school opened back, they're going in Form 4. For the full 3 years investing in secondary school. Water problem. But I don't know what debate PNM people have, what all they could bring. Simple thing like that. When we talking, what's the engine room at the UNC? The engine room at the UNC is everybody in the UNC. Based on the category of conversation, they put the relevant person to have the conversation. Under the former administration, whether you're talking education, is Rohan Sunanan, Kazim Hussein, Stuart Young, Faris Awari. You're talking agriculture, Rohan Sunanan, Faris Awari, Stuart Young. You're talking transportation, you're talking roads. No matter what you talk about, the PNM only had fair-skinned brothers to run the engine room. For some strange reason, let the truth be told. Our United National Congress that stand with the coalition of interests, with the support of TPP, it have a conversation that them could bring to we. You feel San Fernando City Corporation had people alone with CPEP contracts? The reporter was just lazy to come point. He was just lazy. Brothers and sisters, I see we reach 700. Blessed good afternoon to each and every one of you that continue to support. I pray, Father God, cover your family, cover your going out and your coming in. But we have a responsibility as we navigate forward. Listen, I run that San Fernando City Corporation for you. It have PNM people up. Them know who was the mayor who used to supervise. Apparently the mayor was the general supervisor for CPEP in Point. So everybody know who had contract. Everybody know who get contract renew. So let me chisel back down to Faris Alwari conversation yesterday. Faris, like, you feel people stupid in this country. You explained to me in 2017, Ole went to the parliament to do all your procurement. You explained the breakdown of your procurement. You also explained the main reason that Ole was doing it was because to mitigate, listen to the words, to mitigate the corruption with the contracts. Now, mind me, this is the words come out of Faris' mouth. Faris said it was trying to mitigate contractors receiving the contracts over and over and over. This is their conversation. So they went to the parliament to mitigate it. Now, Faris Alwari also showed his whole government under the bus last night. Because based on what it is he's saying, despite Mr. Rowley had a personal rant against Mr. Manning when it comes to UDCOT, one would want to believe you become prime minister, you would be minding your business. It is drastically shocking to me that once CPEP money had to reach, once a certain amount of money had to spend, it must come before parliament. What is ironic that was spoken last night came out of the mouth of Faris Alwari. Faris said that is 9 years now, them doing that. It's 9 years now, them handling CPEP how they want. What Faris didn't do, he didn't tell Foster Cummins what he was doing was illegal. So for the election, Foster jump out and he say, Forest Reserve, CPEP, and URP is PNM breeding ground. So what happened with them they know? Faris Alwari come last night to explain to Trinidad and Tobago, basically again, that he was working on advice. But whose advice? Whose advice, Faris, is either you or Rowley going to jail? It's one out of the two. But Rowley going to jail, but it's just when. But it's either you or Rowley going to jail. Now listen to me, ladies and gentlemen, where we have to make the conversation come back down to make full sense. If Faris Alwari conversation is that the note from the parliament would be able to exempt him after what he's saying, well, then I'm still trying to understand something. If your argument is the truth shall set you free. You know, my 324-0844. Call in and break down while I talking here. Call in and break it down for you. 324, you can WhatsApp call to it so you don't bang time money on your phone. 324-0844. So Faris Alwari is explaining to people in Trinidad and Tobago, truth will set you free. That he was working on advice. His whole career has been working on advice. So they came up with a brilliant idea. This is first the whole thing is a manipulated thing. First the whole thing is mad thing. CEO saying he didn't talk to he. Faris saying that he talked to them because the CEO don't be in parliament. The CEO have no reason to be in parliament. So Faris had to talk to somebody with the 2017 conversation. So my question I ask him, the question I ask him here today, if 2017, or let's say all went before parliament and let's set a structure so that the same contractors don't continue to be getting hired. That is the argument they put out in it. That in the parliament in 2017, one of the clauses, they set the structure so that the same contractor don't continue to be hired. Faris, all the people in Trinidadian is idiots, stupid or some kind of thing. Or? The conversation that the people of Trinidad and Tobago is having, the dispute that my government is having, is that all they went to extend contracts. That is the conversation. Only didn't change no contractor. Only extend 300 contracts. So all that unnecessary conversation that is being verbalized in the public domain, like that's supposed to be a part of a debate, that makes no sense. What we're saying is, you cannot run up a $1.4 billion debt without the authorization of the parliament. The parliament is where the government and the opposition sits. The government and the opposition have a responsibility to have relevant conversation in the public domain so that we in the public domain is aware of how our money is being spent. This is how this thing does handle. That is not what Ole did. Call back. I hope that truth be told. Truth will set you free. I hope that truth will set you free. Truth will set you free. Let me tell you something. Bless good afternoon, caller.
Hakim again here.
Big brother, talk to you.
Mr. Mannen brought CPEP with the purpose of the small contractors getting a little bread, right? And being able to build a bank account so that they could move on to bigger projects. So this argument that they are renewing a contract, I think, for 6 years. That's unfair to the small man.
Thank you.
Who want to go to, who want a chance in the program to buy tools, to be able to access to buy a little tender thing, to buy them thing.
Thank you.
Them kind of thing. And you know what? Tell me about the people who had this thing is the people and them who able to do road works and do all kind of thing, and the people who need it can't get it.
Thank
and
you.
These people and them using cheating laborers as excuse for doing their shit with it. By Father Lord, get my people to open their eyes, please. Get them to open their eyes, please.
First the people
oh gosh, boy.
First they do it helter-skelter and disrespectful. It had mayors and all with contract. MPs and all with contract. First they do it disrespectful.
Brother, if it's 10 years they had, all right, well, they didn't renew no contract with the UNC on to run. Well, we cut off that 3 years from the 10 years. That is 7 years. That is all 600 contractors could I get work. That is about how much other workers could I get work multiplied by how much by the wicked boy, the wicked and the wind face facts. Right now, that's why they divided. And that will be fighting. One side was Stuart, one side was Penny. Stuart trying to start by himself. He himself following Penny. Every time he present a press conference by himself, he himself all here. But he realized all not only Rowley don't put him on a pedestal, so he want to stay there. He want to come down to deal with Penny as the leader. All then realizing what's going on, boy. Boy, all that show where them PNM and them and the elite crew now, boy. And come home to the UNC, let me build myself, eh?
Thank you.
Okay, go on.
Thank you much, caller. Thank you for that contribution. Caller, you said right. Already come home thing. Let them say we are enough headache on we say. We are taking the work out right now the working on with people mindsets and have people feeling that the UNC forget them. So let them stay where it is. Eventually we will get our opposition. Probably the next general election we will get our opposition that holds some form of value. But this is what we have here. This is garbage to the highest. This is garbage. This is poor represent. Them in charge of that. Them in charge of that. But let me get back to Faris talk. All the big boy talk and all of us see and UNC to the CPEP workers. I want you to hear what I'm saying this afternoon. To the CPEP workers. I want to encourage all you. Last night program with the PNM. All who is PNM. All who concerned that all your family wasn't working. All who they tell UNC wicked and Kamala hate all you and she don't like all you and boy she don't like African and all of this conversation all you. I want all you to go back. All of them going to waste time like me because and watch the whole PNM program because it's rubbish anyway. But go back and listen to Faris Alwari speak. Listen what it is he said closely. And you tell me if it making sense. You tell me who have you home. Because if the UNC come into office, which happened, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, April 28, we say enough is enough. Enough is enough. And the UNC win the election. UNC come into office, bungs up a group of contractors who looking to be on the third and the fourth consecutive run, and they extend them contracts based on the procurement that Faris say they stand for in the parliament. Faris, you have to either be dunce or you either believe that that whole room of people you was talking to is dunce. Because what UNC did is exactly what you say or they procure in 2017, idiot. Trinidad and Tobago, don't let them people catch all with them stupidness. When UNC come in, fresh contract renewed. This is what telling you we dealing with paperwork. Paperwork, they deliver the show. Look, this is what they do. 2 days before election, 1 day they're still fighting up the close-off thing. And only honestly thought that that was not the problem. The problem is that, remember the opposition, which is our government today, them was in parliament too. So if you already procure that we cannot afford to have contractors running consecutive, so we was right there, we didn't have no say, all you had the majority vote. When we come into office 2 days before election, all you redo 300 contractor contracts. 300. And when you do look at the information, some of them looking to be on the fifth run. Listen, Rowley convinced them to drag Mr. Manning to the grave. That is what they did. Mr. Manning brought the CPEP thing so the small contractor could catch a link, and not that the small contractor become a big contractor by CPEP. That is dotishness. That is dotishness. That is not why it was installed. And you notice we talking all this talk. And you notice how all the workers leave out with this level of talk. To the people who actually was working CPEP, to all you Trinidadians who was concerned about CPEP and CPEP work, go back and listen to the minister. Listen what he say. All the UNC did is came into office, saw the paperwork. 2017, we watched them people and them. That basic thing. 2017, we watched them people and them stand up before the parliament. That not free thing, you know. When them people and them stand up in parliament, that money being paid, you know. When something is procured, you have to go by that. Anytime you navigate away from that, that problems. So basically, what Faris Alwari tell us last night, is that the UNC coming into office and looking to watch people who supposed to be small contractors going on the fourth and fifth run. Listen to what I'm telling you. Fourth and fifth run. Now we can't allow that. We can't allow that. So here what we gonna do. We gotta scrap this. So I like how the contractor from Port of Spain took them before the court. I like how the magistrate, if we go in with the documents, the human rights, if we go in with the documents, well then something have to be wrong. Because if in 2017, all you procure that we set in the structure that the same contractor cannot continue being used over and over. Even the political leader and the family name get called up in consecutive years. And the UNC is the worst thing in the country. There's the worst in the country. You know why? Because them decide to stick to the rules. I want to hear the argument going forward. I would love to hear PNM break down with where we at with this CPEP thing. And all they love CPEP? All they don't love CPEP. All they love the CPEP contractors. If you don't love CPEP, look how much consecutive years. Only $1. Or they allow CPEP to run. They can't even go in the bank with the money to get a loan. If one of the CPEP workers had to do surgery, they're back in the line again. And all they're so wicked, all they convince them. What that we see what that baby thing and that operation thing where UNC always want to talk about and always want to take care of people, like them or the government to mind them, and they get you to agree against it. They get you to go against the baby grant. You quarrel about laptop, you know, you ain't say, Miss Kamala, I think you can get a better one. You ain't talk not more that you say you didn't want it. You didn't want it. When school's flooding, you as a parent, you in your balize, you're getting ready to go PNM meeting. And if your child trip and fall in school, he could drown. He could drown. This is what ladies and gentlemen, me know about all you know. I don't know, I had to tell all you, but what my leaders did to me. I tell all the libraries are big stone away from Point 14. Some of the worst roads in the universe. The roads unnecessarily bad. Who had to fix that? Who had to fix that? Go against my Prime Minister when she sent Jolene John down the road here this morning. Jolene John in the library early. Like 5 o'clock, people don't call him and them. I see Jolene John in the library by thing. Coming out on the business. Who left to fix it? The same government. Who not making excuses. They know it how to fix. The same government. Who know that we lost generations along the way. Look how many families cried. The young people get so confused in the country. They start to slaughter themselves. Talking 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and all kind of mad thing. Cause it had nothing for nobody to do. When Trinidad come out and start to sing, they say Trinidad singing violence. But go up with the fellas living too now and see what's going on now. Go up and see what's going on. When Christmas list come Trinidad and he put it out, they say Christmas list make Trinidad look bad. But that is not the activities. He didn't bring no gun. He didn't bring no gang. All he do is come and cover this story. All of this government is left with to fix. I myself at one point in time was under the impression that I is a bad egg. They tell me I'm stupid and a dotish. When I did younger now, self-esteem little loner. Stupid and a dotish. And you're dunce. When you see some of them today, make you wonder, well, boy, well, all right, if you smart. But thank God I'm not smart as you, Ras. Blessed afternoon, big brother. Talk to me.
Mr. Felix.
Talk to me.
I just said that when Christmas was then you were highlighting all the Europe areas and all the youth was born, they wanted employment and opportunities.
Yeah. That's
what I was thinking about. And Rowdy and them lock up the man
and all kind of out that timing thing.
Because the people train all the communities, all the parents collect them for donkey. They can't place up in here they call Canada. You know the housing scheme up there?
Yeah.
About 3 or 4 buildings dilapidated down and break down people through the water to move out. And then building them could fix up and things and look at a place to live up there.
KFC, let me get this one here. I want you to comment on this one. I can read for you here. You have a ram now, Pop. Gasby Dolly waiting to see when the school in C area will be repaired.
You wasn't telling Gasby that for the last 9 years plus.
Hey.
But say something wrong with them. Something really wrong with people in Mr. Felix. A school operators, Kids Scotland, right? Where's Kids Scotland offers they're picking in the school done for 9 years.
The white fix now.
For them school right and the hell they. So they're not peering them areas?
They're peering them areas, man.
Well, look, with 2015, you're never coming on the tester. The school up Rose, like 3-story building. It's coming up as a government building school, and remember you train what doctor from That's what I'm
For real. Yeah.
But well, if we pay them building schools for the black chicken only run down the pay them, you can build the school for the younger generation.
Thank you.
And wake them up. They would do that. We want to think positive, not to think to be paying them until they're there and suffer and they pay them. But Mr. Felix, we are full on with this government.
Let me get this one, KFC. Let me get this one before you go. The other day we had PTA election now. So we invite the member of parliament for Point 49, Mr. Kiza, who now winner.
Yeah.
We invite him to Point 14 East Secondary School. Point 14 East is where PNM just keep all the meeting when they come point. What's where? KFC, when the member of parliament break the corner, we talking about the man now enter the gate. The man chip off. But if you see the condition at our school, boy. But if you see the condition at our school, boy. But them have no heart, boy. Them don't have heart.
They don't have. Remember, my boy watching all the videos. We met all of the school with the former government. They build and PNM school and vandalize.
Yeah.
They fix up the school. Them don't care about the. Them don't care about the children and the nation.
Nah, they in business. They in business. They in business.
Them in business. But Mr. Felix, we have to keep on the fight. And we bring the life until the 2015. You are about 3 terms straight. PNM of city crowd or power again.
Repeat that again. Because that had to be a normal conversation.
And say we defend this government right down.
Yes.
PNM can't see the crowd or power again. They need about 5 terms, Mr. Felix, to build back this country.
Thank you.
You know, anytime the PNM and then you're also trying to build back the country to 2015. Rolling come and shout up propaganda and set a life. But not this time, Mr. Felix.
That's why we had to mind we business day by day.
That we had to mind we business. Yeah, and get a radio station. I was just and lock that radio station and get across and we do TCS back. So, brother, keep up the good work and working hard with this government, full 100. That's 100 days that we see in real thing. When the PNM do for 60 something years in the power.
Yeah.
That's pain and separation. Look, Labrador and place we will push the down the road real bad, Mr. Felix, and down the pitch coming from.
So, yeah, you know what?
Only the back when you put. Only back when the provision, already on the old project, on market down in the back down there, and the police station up in the back all of there.
Ms. Jolene John get the commitment that she come in Labre Wednesday. Ms. Jolene John reach Labre before Labre people get up here. 4 o'clock this morning, she don't know.
Remember Jolene John is a hard worker. She don't play. But who was running that ministry?
I know.
Don't run answer and
yeah.
All the ministries and them was all the top ministries and them was running the ministries and them say rolling that black, the blackest man. Who was running top ministry? Nobody look like me and you know, Mr. Felix.
Thank you.
So they can't say my honorable prime minister on a racist. We are today generally he's a black man. And Junior General a big position. That's a big ministry, Junior General that works on transport.
Come on. So when you see she get up early and she moving and she think, that's why that gives she room. That gives you room.
Yeah, PNM want to give you room.
Yeah.
All go benefit too, you know. Well, let's go try to brainwash you on the PNM.
That they get Jolene room, get Pararati room, and they go benefit. They just rock back and wait. They rock back and wait.
When you win, everybody win.
Everybody win.
Yeah.
And it's that.
Bless.
Thank you much better. Oh good. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 2:05 again in beautiful Trinidad and Tobago. At the end of the day, you know we have a responsibility. So my responsibility before I move forward, I get to understand my brother Breaking Dawn was out and about this morning. Breaking Dawn, big up yourself. You know we have the ground report that starts the morning very, very early with brother Andy and Professor and these gentlemen. Let me stay close. Right, look, the school put up the information for TC and Heavy because TC and Heavy original thing that they get up. Blessed afternoon again, brother.
Yes, I want to say again. After that call, I know call and he told the facts there.
Yeah.
UNC go fix everybody. I have a testimony from a woman who was PNM. She tell me she was PNM since Chambers time. And she begging for some road to fix. The woman says she needs bad. She says she carry people to vote for them, all kind of thing, you know.
Yeah.
And begging them to fix that road and she never get it fixed. She say, you know, she got complain says this and Jolene John come up and fix the road. She said tears come in she eye, yes.
Come on,
she says tears come in my eye. because all the time I with these people and begging people to vote for them and saying these people don't like black people and all kind of thing. And my road come and pave.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Like I won wave.
Thank you.
Understand?
Yes, man.
We go over here, them they are tall, boy, are tall. There's a sort of politics and promises that is put man on. Yes, God Bidoli. You are 10 years, all them years youth minister, you now talk about school to thing because they love to play politics. We want upliftment. Yes, politics is run the thing at the end of the day, but they don't play all that politics that people suffering just to vote for all to do something. And people they're still in doing it and carrying people on this long run. They see they don't want to empower nobody, they want to keep everybody on a cycle and just comment to them. So if they ain't like you, no work for you, so you have to vote for them. Thing. Makes the time like open doors to empower people so you could think for yourself, so you could know by voting for the right leader who will empower me, who will empower my children, generations to come, we go have the power. You understand? It goes things go turn around. It can go turn around in 100 days as they're feeling, but it go turn around eventually. Year by year. Everything, exactly.
Yes.
I feel so proud and so great when I see this government, especially when Parliament stand up the other day against the RIC and tell them all the carriers people. I said, but this is what governance is.
That is what
we don't vote people to put things down with truth. When a man say raise that on them comment to tell me it has to raise because just like how they tell the pensioners they will take back the 25 if they are 25,000 they're taking back the pension. And when the public talk, they talk about it was an error. Everything is an error with them. Something was an error.
Everything.
Yeah, and these people stupid. They feel play politics and feel people stupid. Never again, PNM. We keep UNC right there. They go stay right there. Either they in opposition or they might fall out of opposition and all because there's failure. There's failure. Blessed Irvin.
Thank you much. Thank you much. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you much for that contribution, caller. Just so I ask something from a heavy. Just so let me see if I could find it. Bless you again, big brother.
Mr. Felix, I don't tell no short a look at the wrap-up thing. I call on the Honorable Barry. You see that cafeteria in MTS Plaza there?
Yeah.
The former minister of education, who was school to build community children in that cafeteria there. I was close. I'm saying 16 and I'm part of yesterday that says still running. And they were very expensive, $8 water. We want new management there.
Yeah, we got
it. Then pack up and leave from the man.
Nah.
Yeah, man?
Yeah, that's a mad scene. Thank you much for that.
So Captain Dolly running that cafeteria there. People meet them and tell them that, and they're very expensive there.
No, well, now we are accepting that. So thank God the relevant person's taking in the information, man. Thank you.
But yeah, bless.
Yes, man. Thank you. No, we are accepting that. You're telling me about. That's all. Let me see if I could get everything. Let me see if I get heavy information. Heavy send my note and then ask him to send my little note. Yes, no. And he did send my video. So here it is.
Yes, good afternoon to my TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook followers. Right, good afternoon to you. Unfortunately,
so Papa calling about 15 times. Papa finally gets to it. How you do? How you do?
Yeah, hello.
Yes, man.
Yes. But I just went back around now. This whole CPEP thing is according to a fund gathering with the meeting they had last night. He's sounding like he ain't taking that form by himself.
No, that is what the man put out there. You hear the man telling that the government has been practicing corrupt activities when it comes to CPEP for the past 9 years? That basically what
listen to this. When this Paris constituency is.
I know.
Constituency. Forest constituency is in the San Fernando area, right?
He's in San Fernando also.
I'm going to fly straight down to the east-west corridor to Maraval, Pitti Valley, Diego Martin, Belmont, Lavanti. Do you feel as normal men have those contracts? As ministers have them contract? It's a fact. It's them have the contract.
Well, you see. So that
is a fact then. They ain't reach down here yet. That's why they can't afford to open back CPEP right now. They ain't reach down here yet. Right now they're dealing with forests.
Right.
And the URP head office is on this side.
Right.
All the other European them is outlets, but the main one is by Mount Hope up there and El Sicuro.
Yeah. True.
Right, but this thing are real far to go. This thing are real problem. This thing are real problem. This have a real problem. Don't care what the bloggers and them to hear that and take a rest.
Yeah.
Take a rest from trying to incite something that ain't making no sense of coming up with the comments and saying some kind of thing that's making people stay further from the PNM. So right now, the best thing for it to do is try to dissolve. The PNM must dissolve it.
Yeah, and save that investigation. Yeah.
Yeah, and our lieutenants.
Thank you much, brother. Caller, respect that contribution. But let me hold the phone lines there. Let me run this thing from
I'm losing my voice. The Real TV YouTube platform has been flagged, right? Some, I don't want to say stupid, dotish, wicked, evil PNM supporter, but somebody report our Real TV YouTube page, and because of that, YouTube remove our page, remove all our content, right, and ban us until 2030, right? So now we have to open a new YouTube page, right? And the new YouTube page is realtv.tt. That's realtv.tt, right? So those of you messaging me, who are calling me, who are messaging me on a Facebook Messenger, on TikTok, on all of my media platforms, trying to get in contact with me to find out what is the YouTube platform. It's realtv.tt. That's our new YouTube platform, right? And I just want you guys to know we won't be on for the rest of the week because we're trying to get that platform up and running properly. So once you go on there, like, subscribe, and I may be on Friday, right? My co-host TC is going through some personal issues, some family issues. His father's passed away, so he's had to deal with that. So he's on bereavement. But and I am not feeling too well. I'm a bit under the weather. So the Real TV TT YouTube page is up and running. So check it out. Okay? So for all those who wanted to find me, go to that page. That's our new YouTube page.
Yeah.
Right? Once again, our old YouTube page was reported, right? And YouTube has taken down that page and all its content because of whatever report the Lions say we do it, right? You know, jealousy kills. You know, they didn't like the fact that we had over 2,000 people listen to us on a daily, right? But unfortunately, we have to start over from scratch, okay? So keep the love alive, keep following, keep sharing, and thank you for all your support. Peace. I'm out. Yes, good up.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I'll get it. So this is the information right here, Just School. We must thank you very much for being on top of things. And this is why we love We648, brothers and sisters. So each and every one of you, I must say again, today is the 13th of August in beautiful, beautiful Trinidad and Tobago. Yes, today is Wednesday. Message from last week. They on at present, right? So they on. So the part with wouldn't be on for the remainder of the week. That is all information, Just School. You see that what I'm telling you. So we're doing this together. So what time Just School? Probably time or they going back at the same time? Because I know they used to start at 4. So I don't know if we change with structure. Just School go update us with that there as we navigate. So let me put up this here. Right. That was a message from last week, but they on at present. Yeah. Same time. Same time. So brothers and sisters, again, the information continue to be. You're tuning in to TC and Heavy. Remind me, you're catching me between 12 and 2 when the day reach. You know, we just run past a little 2 o'clock because sometimes we start after 2. So it's a give and take. I know it's big people we're dealing with and brothers and sisters. Somebody say 3. So, well, all right. So that means TC and Heavy starting just now. So that performance today at 3. So brothers and sisters, that we don't miss it. Look, I'm going to put it up there one time. Just School say it and Gaza Trini say it. So you see today at 3, you're tuning in. Heavy alone. No, what happened? This is why we had to send condolences to TC. Because Heavy alone there for now because TC father passed away. So he dealing with a death in the family. And with that, while we at it, we saying condolences to all those of you, brothers and sisters, wherever you are to lose family and loved ones along the way, whether it be violent crime or natural circumstances or unforeseen circumstances or due to negligence, due to governing authority. We saying condolences to all the people with us. Let me take one more call before we go. Bless good afternoon, caller. Bless good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon, Felix. Marbella calling.
Marbella in the building. How you do? How you do?
I did, but I did. Heavy copy on from Monday and Tuesday at 4. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday at 3.
Just so run back.
Right? Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday at 3.
You say Monday? Go ahead. Run
Monday and Tuesday.
Right.
Monday and Tuesday at 4.
Right.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday at 3.
Thank you much.
Right. So remember just now you were saying remember you said just about Rory Paris at the big jail.
Yeah.
But Rory say he afraid no jail, Rory say he afraid no jail.
Well, he say he afraid no jail.
Paris boy, he worried because you know what I mean? I tried to picture him in a black high cut feminine underwear. But it's a kind of nice. All right, brother. All right.
Yes, man.
I go on.
Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, family and friends, look, somebody said TC go be in today. So again, please do not forget to tune in to. I'm gonna get back the thing for you here so that we don't forget. We're tuning in to realtv.tt, right? They say today 3 o'clock you're catching TC and heavy TC coming in today. And with that, brothers and sisters, you have a responsibility to stick close to your content. So if I tell you, and if I talk and I forget my brother Arnold Roberts, because you know the Douglas politics, the Douglas is up in the morning bringing the relevant information. So please tune into Arnold Roberts. Don't let that bypass you. Again, you know, we are stuck still out and about doing anything, opinion box, dancing, he do anything. We even a real talk in the night with my brother, I think it's Ali's name, up the road, doing the thing. So we have people out and about, and it has so many others. It has so many others. So I want to encourage you while I'm at it, please stick close to your Member of Parliament page. I must send out some love to my Member of Parliament, Mr. Ernesto Raymond Kiza. Ladies and gentlemen, I sure Point Fortin felt so blessed yesterday. This is the first time in years, listen what I'm telling you. We Honorable Prime Minister was there. Come on, we Honorable Minister of Energy was there. We talking about we Honorable Minister in the Ministry of Energy was there, and the Exxon representative was there, brothers and sisters, and everybody looked so blessed because at the end of the day, Exxon come on his country's business, and our representative stands with Trinidad and Tobago's business. So I must send out some love to Mr. Raymond Ernesto Kiza for the representation that he delivered to Trinidad and Tobago. But those of us in Point Fortin, brother, we feel it. We feel it. To the UNC government, Ms. Kamala Prasad Bissessa, to all the Indian people in Trinidad and Tobago, those of you who was vexed, who used to promote the racial thing and come to terms that all are we have to live as one, all enough respect, enough love, because watch me, collectively, each and every one of us must play a part to build back this beautiful Trinidad and Tobago. I don't want you to feel no less than. This is why when we say UNC win, everybody win. And if two Indians can't stand up and say we win, well then that is dotishness. You could say it in front of me. I promoting it, I endorsing it. We in this together. We in this together. So listen to me. I continue to thank my UNC, my coalition family. I'm thanking you all in the way how all are utilizing our Member of Parliament, our Minister, Mr. Kiza. I'm thanking Trinidad and Tobago for giving UNC, the Coalition and Tobago TPP, the opportunity to run and govern this country. Thank you very much. As a young man living in Point Fortin, boy, a lot of people's hearts, their minds, by local government, all they will see what's going on. All they will see what's going on. It's Kamala 2.0 we dealing with. And in Trinidad and Tobago, obviously, the supporters we elevate on the next level. That is why they can't catch me with that stupidness. To my Indian brothers and sisters, nothing but love, nothing but peace, nothing but togetherness. We're doing this together. Collectively, they could say what they want. Felix could be eat scraps off the ground. They could say that. All you know, Felix like to work for your money. They could say that Felix is a like bottom African. All you know that dotishness. Because if my damn children school have water, my road bad, and I'm unemployed, continue supporting that. Because all of we is African together. To hell with that. Miss Kamala ID card and my ID card look the same. Paul Sammy ID card, Nikki ID card, Ram Kisun ID card, all of we ID card look the damn same. When you watch it, it's together we aspire, together we achieve. Who have common sense will eliminate the racialism. It's time for we to do business. Brothers and sisters, let's go forward, and we're going forward with the UNC. We're going forward with Ms. Kamala Posad-Bissessa. We're standing with the Attorney General. Oh God, we local government minister, Khadija, big up yourself. Oh gosh, we ain't playing with Mr. Lakram Budu. They can't come wrong here. Don't talk about Saddam Hussein. Mind how you're talking about him. Don't talk about Pararat. Monitor how you talk about him. Monitor how you speak about Alexander too. Monitor how you speak about Mr. Sturge. Monitor how you speak about Miss Jolene John. Monitor, ladies and gentlemen, especially the member of Parliament, Library and Point 14. All you monitor how you're speaking about we Minister of Education, we Minister of Agriculture. We on Trinidad and Tobago's business, and we standing together. The words is together we aspire, together we achieve. And we will come together as one people and build back this beautiful Trinidad and Tobago. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all for tuning in today. Again, all I know is your boy Irvin, you know it's real talk. And again, I must give you the opportunity, because there are people who just be calling in and asking how could we bring support to the program. If you're outside of Trinidad and Tobago, you could PayPal me at Trinidad Halls. That's actually my mother account, because I actually live in Trinidad and Tobago. All you know how it does go. So my mother account, my mother good when she living in Trinidad, right? And we also have our Penal Social Bank account up here, 463-754-021-575. Again, we in this together, ladies and gentlemen. So thanks to all those of you the Lord laid upon your heart to bring some support. We taking that, because again, we must keep the lights on, we must keep the phone line open. And on top of that, you have your business. Brothers and sisters, we have something that we call a power hour. We come by you because I don't know if people tell you we just play with music, we sing, we dance, we bring our vibes. And it's not actually not me alone. It's actually my family that actually handles this. So Annie does normally do she thing, but she kind of out and about right now. So she's settling down. So just now we go start back with a word with Annie and Ali and Alicia and Aiden. Them had their own program. Them, but they get big now, so they restructure in the program. Because they know they had the program when they were small. And all these things, ladies and gentlemen, we did it because of the support and the encouragement with you over the years. So again, I thank you. I thank you very much. Thank you for the love. Unity is strength. 648 all the way. Ladies and gentlemen, let me stay focused and let me stay blessed again. You know, it's your boy Irvin. And I thank you all for tuning in, for viewing today. And again, I'm sending out much love from my family to yours. Much love from the Real Talk 648 studio to your family. Only let me stay focused and let me stay blessed. So if you find yourself on the nation's roadway, let me monitor what it is we're doing, because you know it's kind of shaky out there still. So I just want to encourage you. Only let me say, oh, hold on to point 14. Remember, the Member of Parliament, Mr. Ernesto Raymond Keys, and his team have the back to school drive going on. And as much as they preparing books to distribute, we also have a collection drive. Just this morning, I went and dropped off mine, because you know I had children in school too. You understand? So I want to encourage you. You can pass by the OWTU building, get the groceries and them. And what's my sister was supposed to do? We actually, our representative was supposed to be on the program today. But we will get her tomorrow, please, the Lord, to bring a better explanation, give you a vivid picture exactly what is going on when it comes to the back to school drive in Point 14. And ladies and gentlemen, to you, please don't let nobody come in your head and sell you no dream. At the end of the day, we're standing with the UNC. We don't tell them yellow is the code. And when UNC win, everybody win. So we're moving forward, and we're moving forward with unity, peace, and love. Thank you very much, Carl. Thank you very much, Nigel, everyone who was up. Until we meet again tomorrow, please, the Lord. It's your boy, Irvin.